Hello, everyone. Let me tell you about it. Logistics cost control. Let's see. Logistics cost control, what we need to know. First of all, we need to understand the content of logistics cost control. We need to master the details of cost control. Also know the relationship between logistics cost control and enterprise cost control. Now let's look at in that way. Logistics cost concept. Logistics cost. That is to say, we are in the process of logistics activities, consumed. The monetary expression of materialized and active labor. Let's see. So what are the range of logistics costs? Now let's look at logistics costs in the broadest sense. It includes the general logistics cost of the production enterprise and the logistics cost of the sales enterprise. Two-part composition. So let's see. The general logistics cost of the production enterprise. What does it contain? It is divided into narrow logistics costs and the logistics cost of our materials. It's in here. Let's look at logistics costs in the narrow sense. It includes logistics costs in the narrowest sense and the company's internal freight and the cost of our in-house storage. It also includes the overhead of packaging and other logistics expenses for consumption within the enterprise. Then, logistics costs in the narrowest sense. What are the costs involved? It includes our freight and storage costs and the cost of our packing materials. There are also other logistics costs paid outside the enterprise. What is this? The four expenses of logistics cost in the narrowest sense. Now let's look at logistics management. What are some of the problems facing this inside we watch? The first item. Logistics supply chain lacks the effective participation of supply chain members. What is this? We are facing problems. One of the components represented. So let's look at it concretely. In the enterprise logistics cost management meeting, enterprises should better base on the idea of supply chain management in order to reflect the logistics cost completely and comprehensively. This requires the supply chain members of the enterprise effectively participate in the process of logistics cost management. However, in the actual logistics cost management of enterprises, many supply chain members are not cost-conscious enough. Incapacitate. Effectively participate in logistics cost management. Not being able to form an effective team. So we supply chain members. Shallow understanding of our logistics. The production of enterprises faces two aspects of material circulation. This process, you need highly qualified decision makers and our business personnel to implement. But the current business managers in our country, the understanding of logistics is weak and superficial. Did not form our logistics cost management concept. This is the logistics supply chain we are talking about. Lack of effective participation of supply chain members. Let's turn to the second problem we face. That is to say, function of logistics and supply chain logistics function of the main process analysis is insufficient. So what are the main forms? Let's see. In the process of operating the function of enterprise logistics, the function of logistics supply chain has an important impact on it. And in the process of development and operation, the two interact, like our choice of location and customer service and demand forecasts for our products and so on. What other forms? Like different businesses, because the business and nature of the enterprise are different, so logistics function, it will be different. How about the logistics function and the processes of our supply chain functions? Analysis inaccuracy. So in the end, what will we cause? Cause our logistics enterprise operation chaos. This is detrimental to the logistics supply chain. The smooth progress of cost management work. That's our second problem. What's the third problem? The regulation of logistics function of supply chain is not strict. If supply chain logistics function, the details of the process are not clear enough. So what does that cause? Failure to accurately provide important cost information in the running process of our logistics enterprise. Put our supply chain logistics process refined into very clear activities. It can increase our logistics costs and the accuracy of accounting process. On the contrary, it will be difficult to grasp the logistics cost. Then in most cases, most of the major logistics processes are decomposed. Need to reach decomposition activity and the correlation of specific costs. Let's see. What's the other one? We're talking about the logistics supply chain. Lack of transparency in cost management. Lack of relevant cost statistics. It is mainly manifested in the following aspects. In the process of logistics enterprise operation, supply chain logistics cost management, general situation, to meet the basic needs of financial reporting. So he needs businesses to use standard costs. The accountant produces external related reports. But what about the cost of many businesses today? The details are not clearly described. There is a lack of transparency. Second manifestation. Then in our country, the cost accounting system of the current operation of the enterprise, there are no logistics costs for us. Conduct separate accounting. So we have logistics costs is scattered among many other cost items. This results in the lack of cost management data. Detrimental to the logistics supply chain, the normal operation of cost management. Now let's look at countermeasures of supply chain cost control. Let's see. In the logistics enterprise supply chain operation process, every member of the logistics supply chain, you have to do your job, which means our management, and can be directly responsible to the company management department. Further, upon request, make every effort to minimize the logistics costs of enterprises. So for example, in the process of product procurement, no matter what the circumstances, do your best. Reduce the price of goods purchased and our service fee. Let's see. In the process of enterprise logistics supply chain operation, enterprises should be based on different types of import and export goods. Analyze the market carefully in order to better guarantee the lowest cost. Then, it must be in the quality of the goods. Asset management. There are also our procurement and other aspects. Make a comprehensive assessment of the pros and cons. Let's see. In the field of logistics supply chain production, start with the manufacturer of the product, all the way to the end of the logistics supply chain. Members of the logistics supply chain, it's all about the team and our collaborative spirit. On a wide scale, meet the different needs of customers, and the specific conditions continue to improve. Constantly improve the quality of our work. Strengthen the logistics supply chain. Understanding of cost management will be to a greater extent. Improve the economic efficiency of our enterprises and reduce delivery costs to an optimal level. To realize our logistics supply chain, the orderly operation of cost management. Actively realize reasonable ownership logistics management. The operation of logistics supply chain cost management has an important role. It is mainly manifested in enterprises in the implementation of logistics supply management process. Should put the supply logistics, distribution logistics, and production logistics. The three are organically combined. Achieved the established logistics management objectives. Finally, realize the most reasonable standard of ownership capital. Enterprises in the logistics supply chain operation process. Cost management stage. The main emphasis on the needs of customers. The management of the benefits between various activities within the enterprise. Enterprises should continuously implement and optimize. Logistics supply chain cost management. We mainly look at logistics supply chain cost management and process optimization management objects. It should not only include suppliers of products related to the enterprise. The most important thing is to extend to suppliers, even the deepest suppliers. Then, for the related products downstream of the enterprise product. On the one hand, we should manage the logistics costs of distributors. It should also be noted, logistics and cost management for end customers. Only in this way, supply chain logistics system management can be better realized. Once more, in order to realize the cost-effective management of enterprise logistics supply chain, each enterprise should strengthen cooperation, partner coordination. So let's see. 5 steps of logistics cost control. What do we need for the first step? Accurately predict logistics needs. The second step is to control the inventory level reasonably. The third step is to make logistics decisions scientifically. The fourth step is to optimize the logistics management strategy. The fifth step is to improve the logistics cost management mechanism. What is this? Our logistics cost control 5 steps. So let's review what we've learned today. Logistics is the most important link in enterprise management, so it plays a role in connecting the past and the next. What's the second? We have to learn. Warehousing in the logistics link. Distribution and supplier management are important links. So you want to control costs and increase profits, and ensure the smooth production to sales of enterprises. Logistics links need to be carefully crafted by enterprises. The basic principle of business is to maximize profits. Then this requires enterprises anytime, anywhere. In correct assurance, quality of our products and services at the same time. Need to pay attention to cost control. Cost control is not a crude cut. It's about making sure the business grows. Optimize enterprise resources. Good. Here it is. Leave a thought question for the class. Think about it. Why did Jingdong build its own logistics system? That's all for today's lesson. Thanks for watching.